Muzzy castle, muzzy circle, muzzy osu, muzzy bama. Kaleshi, bubu washi, inatashi, muzzy bakahu, danso man, daku man, muzzy kanda na cantonment.
Okay, I'll give you everything. Kanda na cantonment. Uncle Victor, welcome.
Thank you.
Get closer to my microphone and then let's talk about it. Time is fast spent. And
which one is it? This one?
Anyone is fine for you. The weather has not been favorable.
The weather has been really bad.
How have you been?
I've been doing okay.
Okay. How did you get into music that everybody seems to be talking about? You've done a whole lot of things. We'll talk about how you set up the campsite studios. But how did you get into music? Was this upon or Cape Coast or?
Yeah, I think I got into music genetically because my grandmother is Georgina Dennis. She was the lead soprano singer for the Methodist Church.
Okay.
So I think genetically I had music in me, and I'm from the royal houses of both my parents and my mother and father. So African traditional music is also in my veins.
Wow.
So I think it's what
Did it manifest itself in school, in the primary school, in the middle school, or in the secondary school?
I was always creative and I could sing, but I didn't have the opportunity to learn a musical instrument as a kid.
Okay.
So, for parents, I was doing more soccer.
Okay.
And so that's what I thought my calling was till I went to.
What position were you playing?
I am a 10.
Okay.
But then later I became a goalie because I had a problem with my leg.
Oh, so you became a goalkeeper?
Later.
Oh, okay. Was it Robert Windsor's time or before?
Yeah, well, I played 10 in Cape Coast for Central Rivers. I was a 10 for Central Rivers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in Cape Coast. That's when I was playing. But then I got my polio situation and then
I had to switch to goalkeeping.
What?
So at what time did you realize music was calling? Koko.
So my mother went to school with a guy called Mr. Ampakosa.
The name is ringing.
Yes, he's from Solpon.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first violinist for the National Orchestra that recorded the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my mother's friend growing up.
Oh, okay.
And he became a virtuoso musician and ended up being the music teacher for Mfanspim Secondary School when I went to Mfanspim.
Oh. The mobile people there, they'll be troublesome more.
But because he knew me as a kid and knew my grandmother, when I went to Kabuche, I went and registered to do art, drawing.
Okay.
And the first term, I bombed miserably.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I did drawing because the first friend I met in Kabuche, which is Professor Adu, Kwame Adu.
Yeah, okay.
He was a fine artist. I was with him in the school dispensary, which is the medical place. The first week, I was with him in the dispensary. And he was drawing beautifully, and he became my first friend. So I decided I will do art when it came to choose.
Oh, wow.
But after the first term, I wasn't an artist. So my parents said I should switch. And Ampakosa advised my mom that he thinks I should do music because of the lineage.
Oh, okay.
So I went to music class. I started doing music second term in Form 1.
Oh, so you actually did tone,
I studied music, yes.
Tone, semitone.
Yes,
and those
tone,
things.
semitone.
The bass clef and the
Yes.
treble clef and everything. Okay, so you didn't have a school band then, right?
We had so many bands. There were little groups. When I was in Form 3, then the late Kwesi Saki bought a set of instruments. He's an old boy. Bought a set of instruments for the school. So there were groups. But Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, I wasn't even playing guitar. I was just studying music.
Okay.
Form 4 is when I started.
Because I spoke to Carrie Bannerman here.
Yes. When I went to Form 1, Carrie had left. He was in Ghana National then.
Okay. He went to Agri for 6th form.
Agri or Ghana National?
Agri.
Oh, really? I thought he went to Ghana National.
No, I didn't go to Ghana National.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he had left. But I was in Cape Coast because I did my common entrance in Master Sam.
Oh, okay.
So I knew about Carrie, his
You know all the trees have been cut off?
All the trees on the street?
Yes.
We have to do a million man march. We need the trees
planted. Cut all the trees.
We have to plant them back.
Yeah, well, I used to.
We have to. That avenue is important too.
Yeah, they've cut all the trees. I'm telling you.
Oh, Ghana. Why do you like cutting our trees so much? Anyway.
So from there, Kwabuche now, like Form 4, Form 5, now you see your calling has come.
There was a guy who was very instrumental.
Who influenced you to play guitar?
So, Pakwesi Misata, the late vice president.
Okay.
His
son, if you're Kwabuche now,
his Misata house.
Yeah.
Pakwesi's uncle was my father's best friend in Wesley College in Kumasi.
Wesley, okay.
So when I was coming to Kwabuche, he contacted his friend and he told him that, his nephews are in Kwabuche.
Okay.
So when I came, Pakwesi was the one who took care of me.
Oh, okay.
So on a Saturday, Eziat, Pakwesi took me to
free Eziat. You go and eat.
Yeah, to town. And then we went to a Misata house.
Okay,
and there was a young man there who was my age, who's called Eric Bobo.
A great Eric Bobo, guitarist.
Yes.
Okay.
And we went there, and he was going to go introduce me to Eric Bobo. So we went there, and Charlie, we were them one guitar in Panase, and we were the same age. So he started playing guitar. I was like, wow, this guy can play. So that spiked my interest in guitar playing. And every weekend I'll go to him, we became very good friends. We're still very good friends. And I started practicing the guitar. But there was another guy in Kwabuche who was called Ban.
I don't know.
His nickname was Swalati. He was in my dormitory.
Swalati.
And
for Bamakwa, another
Bamakwa, dormitory.
So
he taught me a couple of things on the guitar. And then Christopher Tego, my St. Teresa's classmate. So it was interesting. It was all fun. Kids in high school, boys' school. I did so much sports, but when the guitar spiked, an interest. My interest.
Did you take part in any pop chain?
Yes, I took part. The first pop chain I took part was in 1977.
Wow. 77.
Yes.
That's a boy.
But for the centenary, Kwabuche's 100 years,
1976. Yeah.
There was a guy who was the guy I was going to talk about. His nickname was Abenga Eshan. His older.
That time, the way I envied you with your centenary, where you going on procession. The way I envied you, I was staying around the.
See, my grandfather, my grand uncle was one of the faithful eight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was a big deal for me. So the Abenga came and says we have to form a band for the occasion.
Okay.
And he wanted me to play guitar.
Were you that good?
I was
learning,
good.
so you started learning.
No, I was good. I was good.
Okay.
I remember, and I mean, when I do something, I do it very well.
Okay.
When I like something, what's there not to be good at? You just practice. And I studied music, so I understood. So my learning curve was really quick.
Okay.
Because I knew music.
Yeah.
I wasn't just learning how to play guitar. I was playing guitar because I studied music in school. And we formed the Centenary Boogies, and we played in the dining hall for the. Unfortunately, there were no video, cell phones. We would have had clips to show, but it was a great night for me. That day made me decide I was going to be a professional musician.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I figured I had written a song that I played for Mr. Mpakosa, and he was like, "What, did you write this?" And this was in Form 2.
Hey.
Yes, I couldn't play an instrument, but I wrote that song.
Wow.
And I still have that song. It's actually recorded too. I don't have it on me. Yeah, I've recorded it so many different times because the lyrics keep evolving,
So after Kwabuche, what happened?
After Kwabuche, I did London School of Music correspondence course.
Oh, okay. At that time.
Yes, me and Kwesi Obo, we did Wolseley Hall.
A very dangerous keyboardist.
Yes, and then, but I started playing professionally.
So after school, who did you join? What band did you join?
The first band I played was in Cape Coast called Shrine Circle.
Where was it?
It was in Cape Coast, which was the cultural place. There was a guy there who formed a band.
Where? Exactly where?
At Town Hall.
Town Hall, okay.
It was called Shrine Circle.
People, you need to go and pour libation at Town Hall. The kind of things that happen in the Town Hall.
And then I joined Busy Bees. They won the Nancy Chrome in 1976. So I joined Busy Bees. And me and them, we did a lot of stuff.
You didn't play at Pelican Nightclub?
Where?
Pelicans.
We played. Aboch gave us his instruments at one time too. But then Ebo Taylor Jr., Ebo Taylor Senior, his first one, came and took me to Teshi to go and play with him in Ges Matari.
Oh, okay.
So when I was doing my course, I was playing with him in Ges Matari.
Oh, that was good. So you were doing your practicals and then doing the thing as well.
And the management fell out with them and fired all of them.
Wow.
So I was the only one who remained.
Didn't they see you as a betrayer?
No. They were the ones playing the band, and they had just brought me, you know.
Yeah, then they sack all of them and they leave you.
It's because my communication was good. And,
okay.
And I guess it had a lot to do with education.
Okay. So you were much more educated.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they told me to go bring a set of musicians. So I went and brought my Busy Bees guys.
Oh, the squad from Cape Coast.
That's how I became the leader of Ges Matari.
Oh, okay.
In 1978.
So was it luck or hard work?
No, it wasn't luck. It was timing.
Timing, okay.
I think it was events in life. I mean, I'm supposed to be a musician. And from that time, I've been learning. See, because I just got out of high school, sixth form, you know, studying music, playing music. I was living my life. I was living my dream. What you want to do is what you got a job doing, and they're paying you for it.
And at that time, were they worrying you?
Who? My parents?
No, the ladies.
I wasn't interested.
No, I'm not saying you are interested. I said, were they worrying you?
They look at you and you know you get attracted. Once you stand on that podium, somebody's going to like you.
Were you singing at that time, or you were just strumming your guitar?
I was playing and singing. I was doing backup.
Were you doing soul music?
Yeah.
We're doing souls.
Yeah, we're playing reggae,
Jimmy
soul,
Cliffs and Sonia Spence and those kind of things.
We make the world.
And I knew definitely Born to Win was coming. And then Synthetic World and all those things.
Yes, those were the songs we were playing. And then some funk.
Grass
Construction, Silver Convention.
Then you need the horns in there.
Cool and the Gang.
Pam.
Commodores.
You know it.
Those were the days, man.
Those days are gone. So how long did you play with them?
Ges Matari.
Yeah.
We played Ges Matari for 2.5 years.
2.5 years, okay.
And then Bob Pinodo.
My own Uncle Bob.
Came and grabbed me and some of the Busy Bees boys. And we went and played Covert 7 with him in Winneba.
Okay.
And then at Winneba, your cousin Bessa Simons.
That's my uncle.
Your uncle.
Yeah.
Came and plugged me that we should go and play Dutch Banglos.
Dutch Banglos in Tema.
His auntie's band.
You like coastal places, so.
From
Cape Coast to Accra to.
Yeah, Vance baby. I have found out them from
balance. So he came to Tema to play Dutch Banglos.
And that was a very good experience for
me. You were there with you did the recording with them, right?
Yes. Yes, and we did the recording, but I played with the greatest bass player ever, Akwesi Kropper.
Oh. Eugene.
Emmanuel.
Okay.
Emmanuel. You see, there were two croppers.
There are two croppers, okay. The Eugene and Emmanuel.
Emmanuel
was the bigger one?
No, Eugene was the bigger one.
I never knew Emmanuel.
Oh, Emmanuel was the bass player.
Oh, I never saw him.
Nobody.
I saw Eugene. But, Heavy, you know Emmanuel?
Yeah, very well.
Okay.
Not just Eugene. Bass, but musician.
Proper.
Because, you see, when we played copyright. And apart from Uncle Botela coming in doing some arrangements for us, Botela arranged all that album.
He's the best arranger Ghana has ever seen.
But we played copyright, and we had to listen to songs. We didn't have tapes; it was cassette.
Yeah.
The quality is bad. Only few people had the best songs.
TDK,
but when the songs come, we have to dissect it, figure out the chordal structure, figure out the tempo, and all that. And you think. Oh, so a singers bring the song. The singers say, "In the wish you had me."
You have to.
And then they make copies for us. And you go home and you think you've practiced and you know what you're going to do. Then we come to band practice, and we put the song there. And Cropper say, "Teku," say Cropper is half a quapim. I'm half a quapim.
Okay.
So Teku, body and NT. And now playing. I think I'm on. I studied music. What are you talking about? That's just studying music. But it's good.
Yeah.
Cropper is here. The three of us are the chordal structure and the structure of the band. And I'm playing. And Cropper look at me and says, "Listen to it well."
At one pound.
No, you see, there are nuances in the thing that Akwesi could hear immediately.
Oh.
He was that good. That's why I say he's good.
Is the Akwabwa type, eh?
Yeah. Oh,
those who played with Akwabwa, they say he covers everybody.
Akwesi, and our drummer Kwamna Tony. We went to Nigeria. We were hired to go to Nigeria to go record. Shanuru Records. Wow. This is how I ended up.
So you played for Dutch Banglos. How did you end up playing for Fela?
That's the story I just started. We were hired to go play in Nigeria. And we went to Nigeria.
But now tell me, what is it about Ghanaians that Fela loved you so much? I hear most of the bands.
Fela loves Kwame Nkrumah. Because Fela's mother was Kwame Nkrumah's friend in England.
Fela's mother?
Fumilaya Nicola Pokuti was Kwame Nkrumah's friend in England.
Whoa, okay.
So, and they were both emancipated. They were both activists, you know, political.
So that's where it started?
Yes. So Fela knew Kwame Nkrumah when he was a kid.
Wow.
Yes.
That means that time Kwame Nkrumah was in school, or he had just started the movement before our independence. So he knew him already.
Yes.
Was that the time that Fela had gone? Fela too went to study music, right? Just like Uncle Botela. Yeah. Okay.
So Fela has had that affinity for Kwame Nkrumah for a long time.
Oh, I know.
And believes in the emancipation of Africa. You know Fela's songs and lyrics, the whole African black movement, and Kwame Nkrumah is the leader of all of that. So it was just natural. So when Fela sees any Ghanaian, he thinks that's my brother.
Okay.
He really
is it that the musicians, the Ghanaians, were so good, or is just the affinity for Kwame Nkrumah?
We were good. Those of us who went there were good, but there were other Ghanaians in Fela's house that were musicians. Fela just loves Ghanaians.
Oh, okay.
And he had wives too that were Ghanaian, you know.
He had the wives?
Yes.
I heard he had a whole harem. How many? How many wives did you see?
Well, he had. I don't even count the wives. I count plus the girlfriends. Hey. So
they never named him Solomon too.
When they say Fela has so many wives, that's an understatement.
An understatement.
That's an understatement.
Wow.
Fela was very active sexually.
He had women.
Yes.
Okay.
He had women.
Tell me.
Flaunted it too.
What? Were you playing at the Calcutta Republic?
Yeah. Shrine.
The Shrine. Yes. Did you join the midway or you started with it?
I went to Fela's band first in 79 and then I came back to Ghana. Then I went again after 81. After the Rollins crew. Yes. And so I was in the band from 81 till 84.
Wow.
Yeah, I traveled a lot with Fela.
You must have traveled a lot. And you did recordings, yeah?
Yeah. But the experience, you see, I'm a studious person. So I delved into the experience. I started learning the business of music when I was in Fela. Because every time we traveled, I realized.
No, that's what is missing in Ghana. We don't know the business of music.
The business of music is. That's why you don't know of me that much.
Okay.
Because I dedicated myself, starting from Fela. When I was playing Fela, I was working at Abansi Records.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to figure this business out. It even started when I was in Kwabutri. Mrs. Dean Kwabi, USIS, Information Service. She gave me the first book to read about the music business. And I delved into it. And that's what's missing in our country.
We are speaking to Victor Tieku right here on Z101.9 FM. This is the High Life Conversation on the High Life Jam. So, when you went to Nigeria, you went 79, 81. Yes. By that time, what's this man's name? Abricheba Kofi Same had taken the lead.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, he was the first Ghanaian to actually go and be there. And then most of you joined them. Did you go to Agege?
I lived in Agege for a little bit.
And then you saw Fao?
Oh, but I didn't. You see,
you saw a lot of things.
For musicians, we have a different niche. It's people look up to us.
Did you come back with the Omo Akesina and the
I didn't do that. I didn't come with the beat, the cassette players. No, I didn't do that.
People, you scared us. So. Those times you see somebody come and say, "Where did you buy?" I say, "I bought it at Nigeria GNTC." I say, "Hey, babe, the Nigeria GNTC, what? So tell me about your experience with Fela traveling. I hear there were a lot of things in.
What happened was.
The Shrine.
Yeah, what happened was. Sorry for interrupting you. What happened was, there was a promotional and management team for Fela called Yaba Records. These guys are from France.
Okay.
And they have the support services, support structure, the people like Louis Tropias was from England and stuff. So anytime we're traveling, those guys come, and those guys are the guys that we move with. And I became friends with Louis.
Okay.
And Louis talked a lot about the business. And Louis advised me, he says, Victor, I see what's lacking in Africa. Learn about the business. And he taught me a lot of stuff. So when I ended up in America and never came back, I decided I have to put this guitar down.
Did you run away on a tour, or
I
you
didn't
came
run
back
away.
and went yourself?
Not the word run away, but I dropped, not because it was a planned thing. When we were going, Fela was arrested in Lagos at the airport. I was right behind Fela.
Okay.
He had foreign exchange on him. And they arrested him.
Okay.
And the whole plan was, every time we were going abroad, they harass us. I mean, there were times that I end up in a Labon clothes before the next day.
You guys were notorious for a lot of things.
Well, some of us were clean cut. You know, all those days I was in Fela, I never even smoked Igbo.
Wow.
Yes, I was a clean cut musician. I just loved
For
music.
a musician not to learn to smoke and drink.
I never did in Felas. I never did. Because I play soccer, you know, and I.
But with your leg, yeah, still playing soccer.
Oh yeah, I can still play. I just lost a step, but I can play, you know.
Okay.
And I like exercising, but I also like studying. You know, see, I'm a half dadaba.
Dadabi.
I'm half. I'm not full dadaba.
Oh, that is okay.
I'm a village dadaba.
Okay.
So
dadaba with hard labor.
Yes, dadaba with hard labor.
Okay.
You know. So it was. Over there, I was always trying to figure out. Louis Trippier was pushing me to learn this thing. He was in America, and we go and we come back to Lagos. And so I was bent on learning the industry because the nuances, contracts, how Fela signed his contracts, how the record companies function. Because I'm a songwriter.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to understand this. And I knew we had a problem. The reason why is I was here. When I was the leader of Guest Matari, I was promoting the band myself. Because we can't sit there and wait for promoters.
Yeah.
And you know what happened? After the coup, the first coup after 79,
yeah.
the clubs stopped taking gate fees. Do you know why it happened like that? No. Up till now, people have not been able to figure out, this whole country, they've not been able to figure out how come gate fees stopped being collected in Ghana.
Is it at that time they were doing ladies' night and when the ladies were not paying?
No, that was part of a business plan.
Okay.
The alcohol companies, specifically Siam, Tata Pilsners.
Okay, Tata Brewery.
His factory was on the Nsawam Road. And my band, the place I promoted them the most was in Nsawam. There's a club in Nsawam.
Okay.
Sakumsa. And one day I go, the guy says he's not going to rent it to me anymore because Siam has booked it for the whole year.
What's your problem? He has the money.
Yeah, but that's exactly, that question is exactly the problem with the Ghana music industry.
Why?
Conflict of interest.
From
the alcohol conglomerate.
They have to make money. They are in business. You are also in business.
No, they can't. So let me explain to you.
Okay.
Music is used to market product.
Okay.
Musicians earn a living playing the music, and products use musicians to advertise and market the product, right?
Good.
The country Ghana lost a lot of revenue when the gate fees stopped. You know why? Because the business of promoters died.
Okay, so now a lot of, I know when there's concerts and those kind of things, it's not just the promoters, people who sell gums and do alcohol, those things around. Yeah,
but the promoters, Ghana has a tax-based problem.
Yeah, I remember.
This is why they were taxing your mobile money and all this. We have a tax-based problem. So many people are not documented. Our data is not up to par. So a lot of money goes down the drain that doesn't go to the government. Everybody in this country complains about government. Granted, we've got a lot of thievery that has gone on in government.
As for that one, it's true.
Yeah, but if we all did well in our industries, the country would do a lot better than it has.
So let me ask you something. A lot of people complain that the warehouses that we had, people have bought them and then turned them into churches. Do you have a problem with that?
I know why they've turned into churches.
That's what I'm asking you. So somebody
I have a problem with it.
Let me ask you, why would somebody book a place for a year and said, I won't give it to the musician? What are they doing with it?
They were making people come and sit there and drink alcohol for free. But let me tell you what.
Free?
Yes. Well, drink alcohol without paying gate fee to come in. Let me tell you where the conflict is.
So, but were musicians playing there?
No.
What
they
were
started
they playing?
using spinning.
The Skyhouse and the Meg Sounds and those things.
This is how spinning got a foothold in the music industry. So, and they were playing the music loud like it was a live band.
That one I know.
Whose music were they playing?
Musicians.
Composer's music. The composer can pitch tent in the next house and play, and nobody will go. Because his music is being played loud next door. At a decibel, that's not acceptable.
That one I agree.
A club cannot play at a certain decibel that doesn't have live musicians performing, because the law for the collective society for the decibel,
that one we don't follow it.
Yes, these are the things that will change the Ghana music industry.
So you traveled with Fela a lot. You learned so much. When you went to other countries, let me ask you about Nigeria. Were they also collecting gate fees, or they stopped?
Nigeria collects gate fees, but you see, sometimes we can't compare ourselves to Nigeria.
So I'm asking you because you work there.
Yeah, when I played with Fela, we collect gate fee.
That's why I know that you people you collect. Fela no go take your money that show.
No, but Fela is a star.
Yeah.
And he's got the star pool. So you pay to go see Fela.
Yeah. You have an experience with him.
When we played, when I was the leader of Guest Matari, they paid to come and see us. Now let me tell you what happens to the whole music industry when people don't pay to come and see us, because the alcohol companies have underwritten us.
I'm trying to understand that.
Let me tell. I'll explain it to you. I'll explain it to you why that is against the law. It is against the law.
By saying the spinning and other things.
Yes, because if the alcohol company wants to have people sit down and drink, they should play music at less than 50 decibels on the curb.
That's fine.
But that's not what happens. They are playing big, loud music like it's a performance.
Okay.
And they are selling the alcohol.
So what about those who record live band music and be playing them in
That's
spots?
also, that you see, there are certain laws in the music industry. If a musician plays my music for a show, it's not against the law.
Okay.
If he's performing live, he can perform it live. Because there's an aspect of advertising in it.
Yeah, you have advertising.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be spun, if it's going to be reproduced, and it's very loud, where people get up and dance, and I don't get any revenue for it, that's
the law in Ghana.
Yes, that's everywhere in the world.
Is it universal law?
You see, music law.
I'm just asking.
Music law is universal, because the spinner could be playing Beyonce's song.
Yeah, but you see, the problem I have, and Heavy is here, Heavy might help me. When we were growing up, at least when we started radio, the producer could come and then give you a song that play the song for me. We don't log it, right? Now somebody, is it Kosga, or people will come and say they are taking royalties or something.
Yeah, it's
somebody will even come and say, so is the musicians, you are your own enemies, not us.
No. The musicians have been their own enemies because of the lack of knowledge. And because, let me tell you what the real problem is. It's because of right leadership in this Ghana music industry. People don't know. We don't say we are going to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah.
Other countries are doing it right.
Okay.
We know it. It works. Even in Africa, their countries
How
are doing
come
it
when
right.
you brought how did Kosga and others came up with the banderole thing?
The banderole thing, I opposed it. But I live in America, so when I come and I talk,
what was the difference in America?
The difference is that tracking has a lot of loopholes.
Okay.
We should have gone to the barcode system. But somebody had some inside thing where big business. This is what they do. They
That's
rip people.
piracy rates ugly head in America as well.
Yes, piracy is everywhere in the world.
Everywhere.
But it's more controlled in America than it is here.
I hear Nigeria is worse.
Nigeria has always been worse. But you see, Nigeria is doing better.
Really?
Of course. Look at the musicians in Nigeria. How are they faring? Nigeria has a quarter of Africa's market.
That's true.
Yes. And so we can't, Ghana music business, we can't compare to Nigeria in certain quarters. Musically, we can compare to Nigeria.
Now?
Yes.
Okay.
Musically. The real musicians, that's another discussion. The real musicians don't have their work out. Like I send you some songs.
Yeah.
You know.
They have some real nice ballads and stuff like that. I'm sitting down listening to them. I'm like,
you've not even heard half of them.
Nah, it's just that when I went to Kojo Akwai and he said, "Pa, you man from ba out too." I was like, I didn't know he was writing for films and other things. I didn't know.
Yes.
It was when I was interviewing him that I got to know that.
Yes.
So like George Lee and others, right?
Yeah. The real musicians have songs on shelves, in books, sitting down there. They are jaded because of the industry. And we have to correct this industry starting from this year. Because some of us who come from the old order are a little older now. If we don't do it, and it goes into the artificial vein that is going into, Ghanaian music, look, Uhuru, Ramblers, E.T. Mensah, Broadway,
Black Beats,
even
Stargazers,
even Azim 3 and Kumasi 3 and all of them. Listen to the quality of music they produce and compare it to now. Sonically, it sounds better now. Musically,
organic,
our kids play
everything. Yeah.
But songwriting,
that's our bane. That's our bane.
You know why? When there is no serious competition, the quality falls.
That one is true. Everywhere. It's every industry.
Yes. And why isn't there competition? Competition is not there because musicians can't survive doing music in this country. The biggest income earner in the music industry is the live scene. So, and the live scene is helped by promoters. Now, if we can't have promoters promoting musicians to go play, Gamro will never work.
Yeah.
Musicians Union will never work. The musician is always going to be poor and want to get out. Right now, the country is about 40 million people. It's a good market. Tell me, what was the number for the biggest hit in this country? Ghanaians love music more than any other country that I know.
Do they buy?
There's a difference between songs that you dance to and songs that you buy.
But I'm just asking, do they buy?
Because they don't write the right songs that should be bought.
Really?
Yes. You see, there are so many issues.
No, but there are songs that come. There are songs that come. Then you want to own it.
You want to own it.
There are songs that come and you want to, because nowadays the songs like 3 months they are off, and that's the truth.
Yes.
But sometimes I just pick some music in the 80s and listen to the song. I say, wow, the quality of the song alone.
Part of the reason why 3 months they are off is also because of the promotion, and part of the promotion is gigging.
Yeah, I know some of you do a lot of things.
Gigging. Musicians in this country don't gig. When you go through town, live band. No branding. What bands, how many bands can you call bands that have names and they have a lineup, everybody's TIN number is on their business, they pay taxes to the government because they generate income. We don't have enough musicians generating income. That's why they went to go and collect that 2 million cedis. They told them, go and find out how much money we contribute to the national GDP. And they couldn't do it. I can do that in 6 months.
But why didn't you do it?
I don't have the power to go there and tell them, give it to me, let me do it.
You need to help them. You are all in the industry.
That is why I'm here now. I've been in this country for a year, and I'm not going till the Ghana music industry gets corrected.
Okay, no? So we'll correct that before we have a little time. We've stolen this man's time. Let me ask you, what is wrong with Ghanaians that our music is not out there, like what other countries are doing?
The infrastructure.
Here?
The knowledge.
So the time that we were out there, it was a foreign record labels, the Deckers, apart from Essimons, right?
We were out there, but they ripped our musicians off. Right now, the world is a different place. The internet has evened up a lot of stuff. But to understand, it still takes money. We are a communal society. And so there are ways for us to be able to compete if we think like Ghanaians. If we think like Africans, we do business, we think Western. We don't think like Africans. You see the Chinese business model, see the Korean business model. How do they do it? It's amalgamation.
Yeah.
And they can generate capital that way. Our ancestors did it with Susu. Here, musicians don't get it. They think it's a competition between each other. Musicians shouldn't never compete with each other. The money is out there in the market. We have to work together to go and collect the money and make sure our country gets some. So we get better facilities. So when we become big stars, we can generate so much income for the industry and for the government.
Growing up and even now, so who do you think, apart from Osibisa, I stand to be corrected, which Ghanaian musician has been out there that you know that he earned his stripes?
A lot of musicians have been out there. that have stripes. A lot of musicians have made money that nobody even knows that they've been making money.
Okay, so apart from Osibisa,
one of them is Oscar Sule.
Oscar Sule, yes.
Very good musician. Another one is CK Latekbo. People don't even know him.
But when you don't come home, a lot of things.
No, they can't come home. The industry is rotten.
Yeah, I know, but they've branded themselves there. They have not branded themselves here.
Because
take somebody like Wiala.
Wiala, yeah.
Beautiful lady doing all sort of things. But over here in Ghana, we hardly appreciate her music.
Yeah, you see, we need the roots support. So I came and formed Campsite Studios.
Okay.
How did I do that? I was studying in America, struggling. I stopped playing music. I was learning the industry.
Okay.
But how was I able to afford that $150,000 studio?
Oh, you had cash?
No. I was creative. I used my compositional skill.
Okay.
And added the business skill that I have. I made myself a distributor.
We need money. We want to organize a high life. That's my coordinator right there. We want to organize.
Whatever you guys want to do, I'm here. Okay. I know the insides of stuff.
Okay.
Look, I made myself a distributor for manufacturers of musical equipment.
Oh, okay.
Intentionally. Then there was no internet.
Okay.
I represented 23 manufacturers to Africa. All the PS in South Africa, Kenya, Uganda, I sold them.
Then you got a lot of money.
I made good money. I sold cassettes to Ghana.
I mean, who cassettes in there? Campsite there,
Taylor and all them, the cassettes they were using to release. I was supplying them from Korea, from Songkyong. I buy the master and go to Mexico and slit it and pack it in containers and bring it to Ghana. Ideas.
Abokasho.
Well, I was too young and.
But Abokash, for you too young, Abokash.
You know, that's how I was able to build Campsite.
So, this knowledge and this your head, have you passed it on to somebody?
Well, I have passed it on to people, but in my own household. It's time to.
But what are they doing with it?
Nothing, because
you see,
Ghana.
That's why you're Methodist.
I'm a Methodist.
Oh, okay, now you're Methodist. Echo a class it band for now. And you're now what to now. What's a talent, Mamma Fanye Juma, Matino Mwaba? What's a talent, Mamma Fanye?
Boys, here the two.
Been a motor. Now, me a chorister. Me, I was a chorister, but Mundu Amayo. I was one of the youngest choristers watching for.
And where is it? Okay.
Oh, my voice is this.
Oh,
my voice this is how I say.
On say, I practice lots of the ball. You train now,
oh, my voice is still. My voice this is how I did it.
I would say
if you teach somebody, then you pokunu when you use and I'm not too talented. If you inculcated the thing in them, they are sitting there doing practically nothing with it.
You have to understand that there's a problem in this country, and the problem is there are some people who don't know that talk a game. And they talk to politicians who don't also know about the industry. The problem in this country, let me tell you something, Musicians Union, Ghana government, starting from Ankra's time to Achampo, to Rollins Moadeba, they've made Musicians Union as the apex structure with the music industry. It is wrong.
That's what I came to meet.
But it is wrong. They should know by now, because the resources are there for them to study. Musicians Union is a membership organization with a dues-paying structure.
Okay.
And everybody has the choice of joining or not joining. They cannot be the head organization of a country.
As some people, how? Please, what is folklore?
Folklore?
Yes.
Folk. Content. That's what folklore is. Folk content. So, music that our ancestors.
So let me ask you, if Kwame, what do you call it? Sam was sit down and create his Amponsa and Ghanaians think it's folklore, is it good?
Because we have a law, 70 plus, 70 after life. When you write a song, it goes into the public domain. When you die, you have 70 years after your death, then the song goes into public domain. Then it becomes everybody's song.
Let me ask you this. If Sepapanik was able to create that thing, now Paul Simon wants to record Diamonds on the Soles of His Shoes and comes back, goes to see Ghanaians and pay.
He paid.
Yes, I know. He paid. I spoke to Konimo. I know a bit about it. My question is, why didn't they send the money, some of the money to his family?
They did.
What more?
Kwashi, Nina. I lived, saw beautiful nonsense Cape Coast. Jacob Sam Nifi.
Okay.
Neba, your friend cousin. I'm not Kwashi, me in the bogus material.
Okay.
Jacob Sam Nina, me in bogus material.
He got the money.
Yes. Oh, see museum, where's the museum about Grandpa Jacob Sam?
Okay.
He got some of it. He didn't get enough. Then I hadn't studied music publishing to the point where I know now. I would have helped him get a lot more money. You know, as needed, your problem be.
And then you explain publishing and all that. I want to know before we get up our time.
Yeah, and your problem be Ghana Krumha. When we are trying to do something that is going to affect the masses, or they are round table, extensive research, make sure that we reach a lot of people that we know have an acumen in that thing. I mean, you rush, say, I have friends and family. No way you know. And go for people who hijack the Ghana music industry for the last 20 years.
But some of these things, when you talk about it, I get worried.
Why?
These things, they are embedded in us that we use it as proverbs. Yeah. We are able to say Coco football, but we don't anywhere and pass.
Yes, but this is Ghana too. And Ghana is a very, very smart country. Ghana has got culture. Ghana has got rights and wrongs. We know. That is why when people do wrong, we cry foul. Ghana, our country, is a good country. And we have a lot of children coming. You know why I'm so angry and so wild now?
No.
Because I'm thinking about the descendants. For what I've learned, Ghanaian musicians can't suffer like me. Madam Kuko Boom watching for Mamu Kuma Wogum, Madam Kuko Boom.
Wow.
Makubo Band. What town hall? Eh? Mojuna, my baby, Asana Kuko Boom, Achimfo.
Swana.
As a band leader, the night in CK Mamma, you can resell something and you want Bosho, or Damia, Memphia or home dying with you. And so, as a musician, I had to protect the instrument. You see,
oh, okay.
Madaho Insute, baby, I make a Shasana and Kuko Boomer.
Swana.
If I suffer like that as a musician in this country, and I'm who I am now, the next musician should be suffering.
I agree.
I
agree. I agree.
And some people have hijacked this industry, and they don't know enough.
So, those of you who know, I think I need to bring you on the morning show that you talk about it, or Heavy D would talk about it. He's into management of artists as well. He's done a lot of
good.
Heavy, he's done a lot of work. I am not. I am a young man. Every day is much more into this. You see the hood and the tummy and everything. He's a big man. He used to stay in the New York.
What's your surname? You look familiar. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, you look familiar too. I'm Anatri.
Where? Anatri.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Victor Tieku.
Yeah. Heavy, this man from Campsite.
I'm the owner of Campsite.
Yeah, he used to come.
I worked with Cropper before though.
Oh yeah, I can see the best.
So before we go, we just have we stole somebody's time. Let's go. We'll do a bigger one interview later. Apart from what you are talking about, if I'm a musician in Ghana, now there are no more producers, like you said. We've cut them off. What should I do to get all the benefits?
Sorry, the word producer, the way we even used producer in this country.
Technical producer, wrong. Executive producer.
That's all wrong.
So why were they putting it on the back of the albums?
This country has a problem. Everything is named by some people who don't know what they are naming.
But when we look at our LPs in those days, I was reading something about LPs and the designs. I fell so much in love with that article. People were designing LPs, the sleeves, the sleeves of the LP. I was so excited. But they will write arranger, producer, whatever. When they finish, executive producer, technical producer, recorded by Mr. Kwachi at Ghana Films and whatever. So if they were wrong, there was nobody to correct them.
They were not wrong. When they wrote it, they said producer, executive producer.
Yes.
Executive producer was the one who paid for the master.
Thank you. They do it.
It's the one who paid for the master to
yes, that's the person
he
normally referred to as the producer.
The producer is a technical, is a musician who knows sound.
Is that a technical producer you are talking about?
Yeah, that's the producer. A producer is a musician. Some producers are not even musicians. They can't even play instruments, but they are producers. Yeah. They've got the ear. They know technically what 2 dB is. They know what 5 kilohertz is. They can tell, and they know arrangement. So a technical producer is like a manager in a soccer team. See, the coaches, they teach the people how to play on the practice. Yeah. The manager, like the Marinos, they are not the coaches. They are the managers. That's what the producer is.
Oh, okay.
He comes in and he decides this goes, and he's hired
by... So the Quincy Jones and others...
Yes, he's hired by the executive, the financier.
Yeah.
The financier, in the business, like in the studio, they will say executive producer. It's always that they deduct money from the artist's money. But the label itself is there who says you are the executive producer. Yeah. And this, that, it's all ways.
So you had distributors and whatever.
It's all ways they cheated musicians. I studied it. Yes. All those nomenclatures, all those descriptions are ways to siphon off some of the royalties. Yes.
But let me ask you, I think at times that sometimes you have somebody produces the song. Let's say executive producer. I'm talking about when I grew up. Somebody produced the song, they say, okay, Europe, those times, they'll say, CD rights in Europe, this person. CD rights in US, this person. They were distributing it.
That's all sham business they did.
So what do you think they could have done? Because I'm in Ghana, I've produced a song. How do I sell it in the UK once I'm here?
We needed to have, we needed to have the right structure. And it would have happened if we had the structure of a music council, where we could sit down and actually talk about the business, but also have people who knew about the business and the way it works, how things work. You see, we don't have certain structures here. If somebody, they give the rights to somebody in America, when he goes there and he prints 50,000 more copies and sells, how does the guy here know that he prints?
No, they sell it off.
Yeah, no,
my little experience, they sell it off.
They don't sell it off. Even selling it off is wrong.
No, what I'm saying is, I know some musicians.
Yes.
You go and hide them, and that's why I say some musicians you are your own enemy. Some of them you go and call them, they come say I'll sing for you. Finish for Miss Kamam. How will do the promotion? They don't care.
Yeah,
some Ghanaians have been like that.
It's because of hunger.
Okay.
You see, we need an industry council, like every other country has.
Okay.
We have to structure the business and liaise it with government. We need structures. Because, you see, this job, it doesn't have any quick money you can siphon and put in your pocket. So nobody talks about it. They want where they can get money.
But I thought you people, there were a whole lot of things. Everybody eats small.
No, that is not going to work.
No, let me ask you. I was speaking to Kai Bannerman came here, and he said he recorded a song with somebody. I've forgotten the guy's name. And he said, Uncle Kai, bring your whatever. You know, in your music industry, in the advanced countries, even when you play the guitar and some money come, you enjoy small.
Yeah.
Here, hey, I've paid you off in the studio. What do you want?
No, we are going to change all of that.
You sure?
Yes.
Hey,
we are going to change all of that.
This man is learning to be a producer. You are taking
it. It is. He will make more money if we change it.
Oh, okay.
That's what people don't understand. He will make a lot more money if it is structured right, because we can't compare ourselves to money made in America, in the music business, or to England. The producers in Ghana can't compare themselves with the producers.
Charlie, during Panafest, I was with the president of the Arts Council of England. We were listening to songs. They were playing some song. He got angry. That time, computerized music at camp. We were sitting down. He got angry.
The one in
yes. Okay. He got angry. Say he wanted something authentic, not computer music. I said, hey. Now, if England, and that time
he has a prerogative to say what he wants. He got angry because their image of Africa is not electronics. It's traditional stuff. The stuff they can't.
But we need to improve upon the traditional.
We need to have the right leadership.
So why is it that the Yusundos and those things, those Moricantes and others have been able to penetrate,
they were supported by Peter Gabriel. Peter Gabriel helped the Senegalese and Guineans with his money.
Why didn't he come and support that?
Because we don't have the right mouthpieces out there representing this country who are emboldened. You see, I tell people a lot of this problem is my fault.
Your fault.
Yes, I'm to blame for a lot of stuff because I didn't do certain things. And right now I'm talking with a lot of energy
and passion.
I could have done that
earlier.
When you know the Gambro license, I was instrumental in getting the license.
Okay.
Ask Kalosechi. He doesn't want to talk about it. I have led so many things behind the scenes because I wish Professor Anku, paying for her. And some remember you two know them, you pay. Even though I know.
You
and they are here working, so I have to let them work. I'm part of the support group.
Yeah.
This is how I was brought up. My father and mother are alive. I'm not going to come here and say, I'm content with what I have.
Okay.
Now, that behavior that I did is part of the problem. I shouldn't have done that. I should have been more voice.
You need a revolution in the musical industry. Is that what we want?
Yes. And we start from Gamro. We have to correct Gamro. Thankfully, Gamro has a case in court.
I don't want to. As for court matter, they won't talk about it.
Oh, we have to talk about it.
No. When the case is before court.
No, I'm not talking about the case in court. I'm talking it has a case in court. That's all I'm saying.
That's it.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for what the judgment will come on that case.
Okay.
But that, you see, the music industry is led by the song.
Okay.
The song runs the whole industry.
Okay.
And the song in Ghana is managed by Gamro.
Okay.
So if Gamro is not a strong and rightful organization, the Ghana music industry will suffer.
We want to have a high life thing in here every 1st July, right? Yeah, we might be having in front of our car park. We want to have a high life festival.
Play a show.
Yeah, live band.
Show.
That's what we want to do.
How are you going to do it right in terms of the business?
That's what this is the radio station. What we want to do. We have realized that high life music seems to be taking a nosedive. We need to start promoting. I don't just sit on.
Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk.
Okay.
Because there are a lot of nuances in it that has to be right.
That's why I called you.
Your
last words before we run away.
Last words.
Yes.
Ghanaian musicians should open their eyes and their ears and endeavor that what we've had in this country, for most of them their lives, has been wrong and bad, and that we want to make it better.
Okay. How many albums do you have?
Me, I've written 439 songs.
439 songs.
Yes.
How many released?
So my songs that have been released.
Hygienic. How can you write?
My songs that I've got 6 songs on CK Lazarus album. I released
But If is my favorite.
Yes,
anyway.
you didn't even play my song.
Who told you?
Okay, you started.
You didn't listen.
Okay. And then I wrote a song for Majek Fashek.
Oh, okay. Was it a reggae song?
Yes.
Definitely has to be a reggae song.
Yes.
Okay.
Jah people, stand up, fight for your rights. Oh, Jah people, it's a part of our life. Wayo.
My name is Papa Kofi. It's been a great time with Victor Tieku. We'll bring him again, right? And then we'll have a good time here. Have a good evening. I've stolen somebody's time. I didn't know I could be a good thief.